everyone. This is Korith Landwalker on an unscheduled stream. My Friday night seems to have freed up, and I thought I'd do something a little interesting tonight. Hey Cap, I hope things are going well with you today. I've had a couple individuals indicate an interest in seeing a stream on Valheim. And I figured since I had the night freed up for me, why not give it a try? Well, not give it a try because I've played it and done it, but I've not screened it except for one brief screen some months back. It kind of came up in the conversation because they have an expansion coming out in the middle of next month. Well, not an expansion, but an update for Arcane. In any case, we're going to get rid of this title screen and play a different title screen. The Valheim title screen. Now the game is in early access. You can buy it on Steam. I think it's like $20, or at least it was when I picked it up. That's a really good price for a game that has a great deal of entertainment value attached to it, honestly. It's kind of a survival slash build slash adventure game. It covers a lot of territory, doesn't it? I've already taken the liberty of creating a character who I have unimaginatively named Landwalker. I would have named him Korith, but I already have a Korith, and he's well beyond, shall we say, the starting point of Valheim. So we're not going to worry too much about that. There isn't a whole lot of character customization here. I mean, you can go between a couple different hairstyles, you can go between a couple genders, you can go with a few types of beards. But aside from that, your character looks pretty much the same. You may notice that we're not looking at what you would call high-end graphic either. We're not looking at, say, Mass Effect level stuff. But, you know, it is what it is. So the next thing you'll do is you'll go to the Start button right here in the center here. I see that you can't actually see my... Or maybe you can't see my mouse moving. There we go. I'm just not seeing it on the screen. The problem I have sometimes, I'm watching the stream on about a 15-second delay from my iPad. Why we have a 15-second delay is beyond me. What can I say? It is what it is. But you got this nice big button that says Start in the middle here. Well, bottom middle, and that's where we're going to go. And you've got a couple options here. If you know people, you can have a community server, you can join, play with other people. But we're going to kind of keep it all virgin territory today. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a new world. And I'm going to call it... I'm tempted to call it This Land and see how many... Yeah, you know what? That is exactly what I'm going to call it. We will call it This Land. Anybody who gets that reference, points to you. Now, it'll come up with a random seed number, which you can either use, or you can use any random 10... I'm pretty sure it's 10 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Any random 10 characters. However, yes, hey Legend Eternal, hope things are going well with you. And I'm going to do an interesting method on choosing a seed here. And I was kind of hoping to have more to work with, but you know, I have to make do with what I have. My intention is to use the first 10 words in my chat and use the first letter in each of them. So we've got Hey Korith and Moved a New World. So let's see what that gives us for a seed here, shall we? We will go to this land. It doesn't take much to amuse me, really. Damn, Roberts is a kitey turtle. Sorry, far too slow. Far too slow. For those who are unfamiliar with the clever segues that Cap and Legend are having, they are referring to Star Citizen and my long-standing vendetta against one of the starship manufacturers, Drake Interplanetary, who tends to make garbage starships out of garbage. But this is not Star Citizen. This is Valheim. The only drakes we have here are the kind that will breathe on us from the mountains. Ah, here we go. Long ago, the All-Father Odin united the worlds. He threw down his foes and cast them into the 10th world, then split the boughs that held their prison to the world tree and left it to drift unanchored, a place of exile. For centuries, this world slumbered uneasily, but it did not die. As glacial ages passed, kingdoms rose and fell out of sight of the gods. When Odin heard his enemies were growing once again in strength, he looked to Midgard and sent his Valkyries to scour the battle. I can't talk this fast! Okay, oh well. I tried to be dramatic about it, but unfortunately the scroll speed was faster than I was. So the spirit of a great warrior is being carried by a honkin' huge raven. Or maybe it's a tiny spirit being carried by a regular-sized raven. It's kind of hard to say. And meanwhile, in the background, I'm sure the game is generating the world from the random seed we made. And it looks like it's going down. There's a lot of water around here. I sure hope that I don't end up in a water world. To be honest, most of the worlds tend to be water worlds. Going through the trees. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Don't hit every branch. Ah! And of course, it drops me right on top of a stone. Dies. So, what a lovely situation I'm in. It's kind of dreary. It's raining. Oh, look, rain's finally stopped. What luck. Weather is a thing in this game. You'll notice that we have, in the upper right-hand corner, a wet counter. And you dry off in about 2 minutes or faster if you have a fire. Now, you'll notice that I'm surrounded by these, I can't really call them monoliths because they're far too irregular. But let's just say that they certainly have some interesting things associated with them. We've got chains and looks like very crude drawings. It's almost as if they're hinting at something that I might have to do. Oh yeah, we also have the raven who has gotten a lot smaller. This is Hugin, and those who are familiar with Norse mythology know that this is one of the ravens of Odin himself. There's another one named Munin, but he actually has yet to appear in the game. Nobody knows what happened to him, I guess. Maybe he got put into a pie. Now, most of our interactions will occur with the E button. If I go to here, I can, see these trophy hooks I can interact with, but I can't do anything with them because I have nothing to hang them there. I mean, my inventory is basically empty. I'm wearing rags, and I've got a torch. So, yay me. Yes, the Valkyries could not get involved here. Trying to use the 8-ball command, but the 8-ball command doesn't seem to be working. Well, that's Cloudbot for you. Okay, Hugin, what have you got to say? Welcome to the 10th World Warrior. I am Hugin, sent here to guide you in your travels. The Megaliths, there you go, there's a technical term. The Megaliths surrounding you are the Sacrificial Stones. They represent the Forsaken, which you must slay in order to ascend to Valhalla. Okay, so I've got a job to do. And that's why you moved to Stream Elements. And there goes the birdie. Oh, and he just pops up over there. What do you got to say, Hugin? This stone is a Vegversir. These magical stones were scattered throughout the lands by Odin as signposts pointing toward the ritual grounds of the Forsaken. If inspected closer, this one will reveal the summoning place of Eikthyr, your first prey. He is a mighty beast, so you need to properly arm yourself before even attempting to defeat him. In other words, Hugin is telling me that rags and a torch probably are not going to be sufficient for the task. Thanks, Hugin. So what does the Vegversir say? And now he pops over there. Hey, Hugin, let me deal with this stuff one at a time, okay? Cease. Now, Eikthyr is apparently not horribly far, which is good. I won't have to travel too far. And you'll notice that the world is basically all fog of war here. And it's pretty big sized. Now, despite the appearance here, this world is not a globe. It is a disc. And if you happen to be near these edges, you can fall off the world. Whether or not you'll see anything like a bunch, say, 4 elephants standing upon a giant turtle, probably not. There might be certain copyright issues. All the same, however, don't fall off the end of the world. We're not going to get anywhere near there. Well, let me rephrase that. We're unlikely to get anywhere near there. The truth, however, is I have no idea. We won't know till we get there. So, that's Eikthyr. We'll notice that these hooks here, you can read these Sacrificial Stones. So let's see what it has to say about this one. His antlers are branches of iron. They crack the rocks and bring down mountains. His hooves are the sound of thunder. His voice a howling gale. Well, that's nice and ominous, isn't it? Kind of tells you all you need to know about that one. So let's see what Hugin is whining about now. Take stock of your inventory. Most items must be crafted. However, due to your recent departure from Midgard, that would be Earth for folks unfamiliar with Norse mythology. And honestly, given how many people have seen the movie Thor these days, you should all know what Midgard means by now. You will have to recall the true shape of objects. Just pick things up and it will all come back to you, I'm sure. My lesser brother, Unin, tells me one can fashion a stone axe out of wood and stone. So clearly, I need some wood and I need some stone. Thanks, Munin, I got it. So luckily, we've got these branches of wood that I can just pick up. And you'll see that I've gotten some new items listed here. And I've got the stone I can pick up. And you see the stuff about new materials. When you go into your inventory, you'll see that you have the capability of crafting a stone axe, a club, and a hammer. Well, at least 2 of the 3 are pretty important. The other one is okay. It depends on it's a situational thing. The first thing I want to do is I want to grab enough to get me an axe. Because honestly, the axe gives me options. Lots of options. So I'm going to grab some of the loose stuff I'm finding around here. I have enough to build a hammer, but I want to build an axe. It's telling me I need 5 wood and 4 stone. Now, the good news is there's a fair amount of stuff just lying around. In fact, I'm having remarkably good luck. In previous games, I've had to really go out of my way to find stone. But I'm having some really good luck with stone here today. Oh, you'll see that we also have wildlife running around there. This will be important later. Not much later, but not quite yet. Oh yeah, you'll notice that occasionally you can have an improvement in your skills. The more you do something, the better you get at it. If you're familiar with Star Wars Galaxies, it had a similar system before the dark days of the combat upgrade into NGE, about which the less said the better. Okay, I've got plenty of wood picked up at this point, and hopefully I've got enough stones to make the axe, if not the hammer. I can make my stone axe, so I'm gonna whack, 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 and there we go. I've got it put up in my inventory, and I still have plenty of stuff to build a hammer. Now the hammer is really important, because the hammer is your building tool. Everything comes from the hammer. Look at all this stuff: stone piles, campfires, crafting tables. We're going to equip the axe, and we're going to start chopping down some trees. Oops! But first I'm going to talk to the raven. You know, I really didn't think that was going to work. Bye, Hugin! I guess I don't need to talk to him yet. Now you'll notice that we have a couple different types of trees here. We've got the birch, and my stone axe is not capable of cutting birch. It's too hard. Beech, on the other hand, that I can chop down. And as I do so, my woodcutting skill slowly rises. Really slowly. Like, oops, and we have a... Now we've got our first opponent here, Greyling. These are little dwarf-like creatures. And they drop resin. Resin's kind of helpful because it'll allow me to build, you know, torches. And torches will be important later. Did I just kill the raven? Why, yes. Yes, I did. With a stone axe, no less. I really didn't expect that to work. There we go. You can chop the tree down until it breaks into logs. One big log, then two smaller logs, and then finally into wood. Didn't know you could. Yeah, I didn't know I could either. It's a revelation to me as well. Kind of hilarious, too. You can also cut up stumps. I like to do that fairly regularly. Well, that's sort of hilarious. Oh, we got another Greyling here, so let's go and take him down with my powerful stone axe. Hey, he asked for it. Oh, there he is again. Looks like he's not dead forever. After hitting him with my axe, he seems to have reconstituted himself from the pieces of bird that I chopped up a little while ago. Let's actually talk to him this time instead of chopping him in half. You have crafted a hammer. With this tool, you will you will raise mighty halls and towering fortifications. Well, we'll see about that. You start by building a workbench. This in turn will enable you to construct other things. So once I get this fallen log out of the way, we're going to take a look at how much wood I've got. And we are going to work on constructing my first... Oh, here we go. Before I do that, though, we have this big stone here, a rune stone. And if you read these rune stones... Oops, excuse me. Rude! I'm busy explaining rune stones, you stupid Greyling. That'll teach them. And they'll have some bits of lore of the setting, and possibly some interesting hints. For example, I was Astrid, a shield maiden of the forest. I know nothing of my life before I came here, but my arm remembers the sword, and my eyes see the course of the arrow. Now the raven guides me, and I fight the great beasts in Odin's name. Clearly, I was not the first one to be brought to Valheim. Since I'm here at Valheim, I'm going to assume that Astrid screwed up. Now, another little detail in the game is the possibility of food. You'll see that we have raspberry bushes. Now, raspberry bushes have twofold purpose. One, the obvious, they're food. You eat them. But they can also be used as ingredients for things as you advance in your knowledge and skill. And we will come to that a little bit later. And I see the Raven is back. Well, both the Raven. Nevermore. Okay, I will talk to him. A tasty morsel! You have found a snack. Consume it to improve your health and stamina. Be aware that before long you will grow hungry again. So try to always have at least a couple of different meals ready. Now, little detail here. Health and stamina are going to change when the Home and Hearth come out. So what I say now is probably going to be different later. But to borrow a phrase from Spaceballs, we're at now. I'm going to head over this way to the more past kind of flatland area, because this is where I want to build my first shelter. And I'm going to build it right over here where this big tree stump is. Of course, since I can't actually build on a tree stump, I'm going to chop it up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to build myself, and I'm going to move this over to slot 4, because I always have that for my hammer in other characters. It's a habit that I really can't break. And I'm going to go to use the hammer at this screen. If I right-click my mouse, I can bring up my crafting menu. Under miscellaneous, I can repair items, and repair usually means built items. I can create a campfire. I can create a stack of wood, stone. I can build myself a cooking station, which I put over fires and cook meat. The crafting table, which I'm building right now, and you'll see a whole bunch of new recipes pop up. And quote the Raven, who's sitting on my table. Seriously, come on. I'm busy. You have built a workbench. The workbench allows you to craft complex items, as well as giving you access to lots of more building pieces to construct with the hammer. And you'll see we have all these building pieces coming up, and that's going to be really important. So I still have 31 pieces of wood. That's good because I might be able to build most of what I need here. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to build some walls, because the crafting station, you really can't use the good stuff until it has a roof. So I'm going to build a few walls. Try to build a few walls. And the good news is, for the most part, the stuff will snap into place. The bad news is, it doesn't always work out the way it's supposed to. There we go. And I'm just going to make a really crude station here. Big rectangle, nothing fancy. And then I'm going to put a roof on it. And I think I can get away with using thatched corners here. 1. Rotate. 2. And now I can build stuff here. And I'm going to build myself a hoe, because the hoe will allow me to flatten land. And there we go. I want to move that over here. That's what we'll move that over here. So now that I have this, I'm going to flatten the ground a bit around here so that I can have a nice flat surface to build my first shelter. Now, one thing that you need is furnishings, specifically a bed. You need somewhere to sleep, right? So, there's my sleepy area. And I see we've got our good friend Hugin back again. A headrest for the weary. Sleep the night away in your bed and awaken feeling refreshed and full of energy. Another improvement to your home. Excuse me, I seem to have a minor problem here. Yes, you can fight unarmed too, but honestly, use the axe. Sorry, Munin, we're gonna have to wait. I need to build the rest of this thing. It's getting to the point where it might be getting dark. Another detail here at the workbench, you have this little button here that says repair an item. A lot of the items have durability. They will break. Okay, let's see. Do I have enough to build myself a structure around the bed? I'm not entirely sure I do. And I'm just really building a really basic structure. Oh, I'm out of wood. Time to chop more trees. Sorry, Munin, it's getting dark, and I really... When it gets dark, it gets dangerous. Nastier critters come out, and it's best that we not have to deal with these critters before we have to. Actually, that's taking too long. We're going to chop the little branches here and pick those up. Time is becoming a factor. Oh! Or I could just, really just cheat everything through. And go here. You see, there are structures that are built in Valheim that predate your arrival, and you can make use of them as well. I'm not going to make use of that right now. I'm going to stick with over here, because over here... Yeah, I know, Raven, I know. I'll get to you. I just have priorities. Let's see if I get the roof built without any trouble. One. Two, if I'm really lucky. Yeah, if there's enemies nearby, you can't get to sleep right away. Oh, there's something else I need to build. In order for you to sleep well, you also need a campfire. I need stone, which is a problem because I'm out of stone and I have no idea where it is. Yes, you can use a torch as a weapon. Railings are not fond of fire, which is just another reason why I love them. Oh, there's a rock. Get the rock. So I need to keep finding those loose stones so I have enough to build the campfire. How many stones do I have? 6? Yeah, when you start feeling cold, that's the signal of night is falling. Bad things are going to start happening. But now I have enough for a campfire, so I can pop that there. And I can rest. And if there's no enemies nearby, and I'm warm and comfortable, in your dreams, sit beside a fire in a great hall surrounded by the chatter of familiar voices. Their faces blur like smoke, and their names slip your mind, and I missed the rest of that because I can't talk fast enough. Ah well. Now, there is one little problem with the way I've got my campfire set up here. You see, it's kind of open to the elements, and if it starts raining, the fire goes out. Now, the obvious solution is to put a roof over it. Now, you have to be careful, especially once you start making actual buildings, and you have fires in there, because the smoke, it can get trapped, and you can die from smoke inhalation. So, things to look forward to. Let's see, is there anything else really worth building here? I could build arrows, but as you can see, I have nothing to use to shoot the arrows. Don't worry, that'll come. Okay, now that I've built my initial campsite, let's talk about Hugin. You have crafted a hoe. This tool is used for landscaping. You could say it's the perfect complement to the hammer. Use it to clear the ground and manipulate the terrain. It's easier to create buildings on level ground. Which is pretty much exactly what I've already said. Thanks for nothing, Hugin. Up. And then he pops up over the fire. Great choice of location there. Be wary of the weather. When the temperature drops at night, or if you are wet, you will suffer from being cold. This reduces your stamina regeneration. Seeking shelter by an open flame is your best option when this happens. Okay. So now the bird is finally gone. And we can start maybe considering a change of locale, maybe. This is all a good place to start, but it's exactly that, a place to start. You might want to have better options, let's put it that way. Now you'll notice on the map that we have an area over here that is an ocean, basically an ocean. We might be lucky and it might be just a lake, but it's really an ocean. Ah, yeah, one more thing. You'll notice that if I start running, I have this yellow bar that reduces. That's my stamina. And once the stamina is gone, I am more or less reduced back to a walking. Can't do anything fancy. The same kind of thing happens if I use my axe. If I have all my stamina gone, I can't swing the axe anymore. What this means is that's a limiter to how much damage you can inflict at a given time. You deal with some of this, however, by eating food. You'll see over here we have 3 slots on the left-hand side here. When you eat an item, like say strawberries, it fills a slot. You can have 3 different foods, and they will increase your stamina and your health appropriately. Depends on the item. This will give me 10 health and 20 stamina at best. And it'll last for about 10 minutes. So, you know, yummy, filling, good stuff. Now, the reason I want to be here is because of this rock here, flint. Flint will allow me to build a flint axe and give me some additional options when I start building. Ooh, look, it's a deck. Little lizard frog-like thing. And if you're really lucky, and I am, I can get a necktail. Now, the obvious question here is, what the dickens is a necktail? Or more importantly, why do I care? Ooh, more berries. Let's grab those. You can, incidentally, chop the raspberry bushes down for wood, but my recommendation, don't. Eventually, berries will respawn, as long as the bushes are still there. So, have your berries handy. Ooh, more rocks. Let's grab those. And I think I see, yes, another grayling. Get over here. Ooh, now he hit me. But my health goes down. Greylings are not too dangerous singly. It's when they come in bunches. Which, now that I think about it, is highly a detail that can go for just about anything else in this game as far as critters go. Except, of course, some of them are pretty dangerous all by themselves. But in numbers, yeah. That's when life gets rough. And I also can pick up these dandelions, which have no purpose at the moment, but they will be ingredients for later. Never hurts to start preparing for the future. Now we're going to go back to the campsite for a moment, because we were speaking of the necktail. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my crafting station, my cooking station, right over the fire. I'm going to equip the meal piece here, and I'm going to put it on the flames, and we're going to cook it. Cooking time varies, but this is one of the faster cooking things. You don't have the long cooking things until much later in the game, where you're cooking things like serpent meat. Okay, now if I were to let it keep cooking, it would eventually turn into coal. You can't eat coal, but you can use coal for other stuff. Okay, now that I've got this grilled necktail, I'm gonna eat that too. Mmm, tasty. Now we also have these deer here, but unfortunately they are fast runners. And there's no way I'm gonna kill that thing. Oh, that hurts. He just ran right by me this one. Oh, that hurts. That really hurts. The problem is that, you know, when I take a swing, it takes time. So, connecting with an axe, or at least a stone axe, against a deer, you have to get really lucky. I do not recommend trying to take out a deer with an axe. At least not the stone axe. Now, later on, and I know that's a generalization, because I'm sure some people can and have done it on a regular basis. I'm not one of them. I'm perfectly happy to admit to my lack of uber skills. Okay, more flint. Because what I would like to do is I would like to be able to make a flint axe somewhere along the line. And you'll find them usually on shorelines, either the shores of the ocean here or rivers. There are rivers in this game. So having a decent supply of flint is not a bad thing to have in the early game. In fact, usually I find flint easier than I find stones, so I'm kind of surprised I'm having this much luck finding stones. Now, eventually, looking at this area, I believe I'm going to start building my primary compound around this area. And the reason is there's access to the sea. Not to mention it's pretty close to the Megaliths, where we are going to be hanging up the Forsaken trophies. But I feel like this would be a decent area to start building. Now, there are people, and if you've watched other Valheim streams... Oops, I don't have my axe armed. Looks like I'll be beating this guy with my fists. Which I can do. But I prefer to do it away from those berries, because I don't want to accidentally wipe out those berry trees. And if I'm going this far back, I might as well arm myself up with my axe again. In any case, you'll find a bunch of streams where people are building these really epic structures. Massive castles, mead halls, stuff like that. These are people who have real architectural talent. I am on the other side of that talent spectrum. I have no great talent for architecture. Like, at all. So my structures are going to be iffy. Okay, now you'll occasionally find these structures around here. You saw the larger one earlier. And we've got one here. Now, if we're really lucky, and we're not, I was hoping that maybe we'd find a beehive here. A beehive will give you honey, which is something you can use to cook mead. And that could come in handy for all sorts of things. Now, you'll also occasionally find inside these things... Well, sometimes you'll find a chest, but apparently this has nothing. But we do have mushrooms. And yes, mushrooms are another type of food. Snack them down. I've got all 3 of my slots filled, although the blinking strawberry indicates that's reaching the end of its operational lifespan. You win some, you lose some. At some point, I'm going to deconstruct this structure entirely and take it for its wood. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's that deer again. Now what you can do is you can try sneaking. If you hit the left control on your keyboard, you might be able to sneak up on creatures, if the situation is right. And that might give you the edge you need to perhaps kill off a deer before he runs away. Oh yeah! There we go! Deforestation. Yeah, deforestation is a thing. You'll notice I've gotten some new materials here. Deer hide and raw meat. Meat. Now that's a useful thing to have. At this stage in the game, raw meat is the thing to have. It is the best food you can have. Oh, oh! Ah! Curse you, deer! Curse you! Ah! See, this is why I snuck up on that other deer, because, you know, these guys will outrun me all over the place. Clearly, I need something with a bit more heft. Darned if I know what, though. Well, I do know what, but we're not going there yet. I can make my flint axe, and the difference here is... Well, we have stats here. I have slash 15 for damage, slash 20 for damage. So, you know, improvement. So we're going to take some of that wood, all that flint, and make myself a flint axe. This will give me better chopping power. Oh, no, not there. Not there. That'll give me better chopping power. Now you'll also notice we have a little tab here that says upgrade. Various items can be upgraded. And you'll see here, for example, I have a flint axe, and I would need leather scraps, more flint, and what this indicates is I need a crafting station of level 2 in order to upgrade this axe. My workstation is level 1. It says so right here in the upper corner here. In order to make it level 2, I would need to do a crafting improvement, a chopping block, which requires 10 flint, 10 wood. I'm not quite ready for that. What I'm ready to do, though, is slap the raw meat I have on the cooking station. Let that cook up. Come on, tasty treats. It cooks longer than the necktails, but they do cook. And there we go, cooked meat. Statistically speaking, it's great stuff. Gives you 40 health, 30 stamina. Eat one of those puppies right now. Tasty. Another rock, we'll grab that. Okay, I think our next step is to do a little bit of more reconnaissance, I think. I would like to get a hold of some leather scraps. And as you may have noticed, the deer hide is not leather scraps. Oh, what's this? Kind of an old staked out area. You'll find all sorts of little abandoned locations around here. Again, I don't have unlimited stamina. That's a hazard. Ooh. A large clumping of rocks. Let's grab those. Now, there is a little bit of a danger with this willy-nilly collecting I'm doing. You see, every item has weight. I've got 46 pounds of rock here. I'm carrying 81 pounds. My capacity is 300 pounds. In other words, eventually, I'm going to start feeling bogged down. A lot. I'm not there yet, though, so I'm not going to worry yet. Don't worry about problems until they become problems, right? Oh. And we have a little mini monolith, well, mini Stonehenge kind of thing here. And it looks like we have another structure over here. Ooh, more berries. Let's grab the berries while I'm looking at them. And we've got a little hut here. It's not a bad design, honestly. I mean, I could add some flooring here, repair the roof. Maybe slap a fire down here, bed over here. I'm not actually going to, but the capability is there. We'll collect more dandelions. I'm astonished at how little wildlife I run into. I mean, I've seen the occasional deer, and there's a couple necks, but I haven't seen the source of those leather scraps, which I find annoying. And of course, I'm grabbing every strawberry I can find. Believe me, if I don't use them as food, I will definitely be using them as ingredients. Now, over here, things get interesting, because I enter an area called the Black Forest. And Hugin is going to tell me something very important about this Black Forest. Turn back! This is a dangerous place. You have wandered into Black Forest. This place can be very dangerous for those unprepared for it. Prove your worth by slaying Eikthyr. Take him seriously. The Black Forest is a bad place to be early on. The Black Forest, incidentally, is one of a number of biomes in the game. We're in the meadows right now. That's where Eikthyr hangs out. Let's see, how far away am I from my... yeah, maybe it's time to run back to camp before the sun sets. The Black Forest is the next biome on the list. As we go along, you also have us going through swamps, mountains, and plains. And I think I'm missing something, aren't I? Meadow, Black Forest, swamps, mountains, plains. No, I guess that's it. Oh, yeah, and ocean. That's right. Much like the Vikings of old, you can sail upon these seas. I can assure you, however, that right now we are in no shape to do any sailing. Not only is our equipment somewhat lacking, and I use that in all sincerity, but even if I had some of the equipment, the best I would be able to make would be a pathetic raft. Really pathetic. Oh, there's more berries. Let's grab the more berries. Yes, I'm risking being out here out in the middle of the night, but occupational hazards happen. And the one thing I've noticed as I've been going through this coastline is it's a pretty hilly coastline. I may not be able to do my initial plan of using a coastline base. I may be better off building my primary base up here and then maybe doing something else on the coastline later. But that is for the future. For now, we are going to sleep. Zzz. Once again, you run at the head of your warriors, the weight of your father's axe in your hand. You wake with a war cry on your lips. Now see, that was short enough for me to actually speak. Now you may have noticed that comment about me being rested. And up in the upper right, a little message about rested in a timer. Let's explain that. If I click over here, you have a whole bunch of little details that tell you the lore that you've already heard, a message log, and your active effects. And it tells you what rested will do. It gives you 50% extra health regen and 100% extra stamina regen. In other words, you really like to have the rested bonus as often and as frequently as you can. It happens when you're warm and sheltered. So usually, when you go to bed, you'll have that kind of advantage. But for now, we're going to start seeing if we can build ourselves something more than just a lean-to kind of structure. We're going to see if we can get ourselves something a little more comfortable. So I'm going to use the hoe here to get myself some flat ground to work with. Now, unfortunately, I do have one downside here, and that's the fact that I've got these rocks here. Some of these are going to cause me problems later on. Eventually, I will have a method of dealing with those rocks, but sadly, we are not yet at eventually. Alright. Step 2, I need wood. And I need lots of it. So we are going to go on a chopping frenzy. As Cap indicated earlier, deforestation is my goal. It's not actually my goal, it's just kind of a side effect. The amount of trees that you're going to chop down in Valheim is going to number in the tens of thousands. Ooh. Now you'll notice that I just acquired something called wheat seeds. With certain implements, I will be able to plant these seeds and grow more trees. That's right, I can be eco-friendly and replace some of the trees I've chopped down. Don't think I didn't see you there, Greyling. Okay, if he wants to run away, fine, let him run away. I got better things to do, like chopping down logs. Now, I do want to mention that these, as you can see, these logs are moving. And when they fall down, they can hurt you. In fact, they can kill you. They will do damage. So, especially in the early part of the game, when your health is not great and your equipment, as far as armor goes, is nearly non-existent, you really don't want a tree falling on you. So pay attention when the tree is about to fall, and make sure that you are not in the direction it's falling. Now that said, sometimes you might accidentally chain react to some falling trees. For example, this thing is caught in the middle of another tree. There's a good chance that if I chop this thing down to split in half, it might take out the tree it's attached to. Well, no, but I did get another one. And we got one stuck in these birch trees, which I can't chop down because they're too hard. And yes, I can clear up the stumps too, and I will get wood from them as well. Ooh, did I just yeah, the other thing the other thing worth noticing, you might have heard a little scream a minute ago. You aren't the only ones who can be killed off by falling trees. Critters, like, say, greylings, can also be killed off by a falling tree. Now I'll teach them to get in my way. Yeah, there's the resin. Okay, I am carrying not quite 100 pieces of wood, but that's a decent starting point. So we are going to build ourselves a really, really, really crude structure. Really crude. And I'm going to start by putting down these 1 meter wood poles. These are basically going to be my anchor points. And we're going to... Yes, good. It's taller than that piece of a rock. That means I can put floors over there and nobody will care. And we're going to get right around here. And I'm going to use wood beams to measure off. Now you'll notice as I put these things down that the wooden beams will change color. You see, if they're just kind of blue shade, they are solidly anchored. Nothing is going to cause them to break. Well, nothing involving weight or structure. But as you build without support, it gets weaker. Over to orangish, over here it's going to turn red. And if I try building on top of that, it just falls down. Excuse me. Hello, Greyling, come back here. I need more resin. I don't appear to need more resin right now, but trust me, resin is going to become really important in almost no time at all. Now I'm going to want to try to keep support pretty strong here, so... And let's see, I've got 4... Let's go 5 by 5, shall we? It's not really 5 by 5 because, you know, these are 2 meter, it's really 10 by 10. But I think that's a reasonable size to start with. And as you may guess, I'm probably going to run out of wood really quickly. This one might be tricky. Okay, good. Wasn't sure if I'd have to fight that rock or not. 4 and 5. Okay. All my ground pieces so far are on solid ground. Now, there's only so far you can rotate these things. You can only rotate on this axis. Valheim is a game that can be heavily modded, and some people have done so. And those mods can do anything, including perhaps rotating the... Oops, looks like I'm a little off on this one. I can't get this one snapped into place, so I'm going to need to do a little bit of groundwork over here, so to speak. Yeah, groundwork. Try to get them on the same height. And it's not really working very well, is it? So what I need to do is raise the ground. And this is where stone comes in handy. Bam. That's raised too high, so guess what? I'm flattening it back down again. But not quite as far. Let's go back to our hammer. Okay. That'll take care of my 5... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it seems I'm going to have to do some more work on flattening the ground here. Or raising it. And it is just not cooperating, is it? So, raise ground again. Bam. The fact that I've got semi-uneven ground is another reason why I'm trying to set up this base like I am. The really amazing thing is that I've yet to run into problems with wood supply. Looks like the middle one is going to be a problem. I definitely want to have the ground level enough that everything is basically, oops. Didn't want to raise the ground there, but I guess I would have had to eventually. Let's try to even this out. It doesn't really matter all that much, because I'll be putting the flooring in, but... Back to the hammer. Back to the wood beams. And how about that? I managed to get my basic structure here. The very basic floor, or at least the frame for the floor, ready to roll. We're not going to worry about the floor itself just yet, however, because I want to deal with the verticality. Let's take a look at my inventory. I've got 29 wood left. It sounds like a lot, but trust me, it's not. We're going to do some... Oops, get rid of that torch. We're going to chop more wood. In fact, let's take out this structure over here that's, you know... Oops! What just happened? If you'll look over in my inventory here, you'll see that the axe is suddenly blinking red. That means I done broke my axe. I need to repair it. First, though, I'm going to break out the hammer. I'm going to create a crafting table for one reason and one reason alone. So that I can deconstruct this this building. You see, if I hit the right mouse button when I have the hammer, I can basically break down wooden structures as long as there's a crafting table nearby. It is a lot easier to do this than it is to chop it up with an axe. Of course, you'll notice it does take stamina to do that, so it's just another example of making sure that you are fed. Speaking of which, yum, yum. It also will give me a good example of what happens if you don't have support for your structure. This structure no longer has any support. Oh, no, it actually does have one support. Let's get rid of that support too. That's right. If nothing is supporting it, it falls apart. And now that I've done that, I'll break the crafting table up and recollect its wood. The nice thing about the game is that you're able to basically reuse your resources pretty much perfectly. Okay, let's do some repair work, and bang, my axe is back in business. One thing we can be thankful for, it costs you no resources to repair something. Maybe it'll be a problem in the future, maybe it won't. But at the moment, at this point in the game, oops, I hope that wasn't a strawberry bush. At this point in the game, you can pretty much take care of any equipment, get it repaired, no problems. Now later on in the game, repairing is going to get more complicated. But we'll worry about that when we get there. Yeah, my stamina's down and I'm not rested anymore, so it takes me a little longer to chop these things up. The rested bonus, incidentally, is one of the main reasons why I'm trying to build a structure over there, because it will be easier to get. Right now, if I want to get the rested bonus, I've pretty much got to be standing in a very tiny little shelter that I put together, and that's awkward. I want something that's a little easier to pull off. Also, while I did get a better axe, I still cannot chop down a birch tree. I can still cut up a greyling. Oh, he's doing a good job of running away. Ah, my stamina's down. Yeah, you can block with things too. Usually you'll use a shield, but right now, I just have an axe. And if you time your block right, you can even stun the thing attacking you. For the future. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to start putting some frameworks into place. See, this is what I was talking about when I said this game is also a building game as well as an exploration survival game. And what I want to do is I want to kind of make it 4 meters tall. Although, you know what? I think 2 meters is actually probably sufficient for what I need. Maybe. I'm going to put together some of these angled beams now. And we're going to see what we come up with. Oops. Now, sometimes when you build, it's not quite nicely and neatly. I try to get my things to snap into place. Sometimes you fail, but you can destroy the pieces and put them back together again. And we're going to join those two together with a crossbar. Now you'll see, again, they're not supported, so it does kind of present a problem as we go along. It won't be a problem in the long term, but it might be an issue in the near term. We'll see. In the meantime, let's mirror what we did on the other side. Did I put that in wrong? No, I'm fine. I just seem to not be snapping in the right place. There we go. Let's get the other side. And the crossbeam. And let's do a little bit of work on the top here. And every so often, let's see. Since I went with an odd number here, it's not going to be what you would call great. But I'll put one here and here. So it looks like we have a little bit of symmetry going through here. For those folks who, you know, like having perfection in their design. And one more over here, and we've got a decent wall frame here. So what we'll do is we're going to pop in some wall pieces. But I'm going to leave that center, those center ones blank, so I'll have a kind of a natural window there. Now, it doesn't really matter if you have the beam. You'll notice that there's a smooth side and there's a wood side, kind of a wood bracing kind of side. And I usually have that on the inside. Don't have to. It means nothing in the long term. It's just, you know, oops, didn't want to do that. I wanted the center to be my window. So I've got walls. Not bad. Now, one more thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple more of these 26-degree beams here. I'm going to go off the center here. And we're going to do the same with the other side. Just like that. And then we'll put the cross beams in. And what we've got here is a decent framework. Let's see, how's our wood supply looking? Not so great. We're going to need more wood. That's going to be a refrain to hear an awful lot tonight. We're going to need more wood. And since the sun is going down, we're going to take a snooze. Will this be the last day before I have a home built? Maybe. We'll find out in a moment. Alright, so let's get back to work. It's still a little dark out, but not so dark that I can't locate trees and start chopping. More raspberries. Can't pass up raspberries. And in fact, looks like I'm going to need another mushroom. Yep. And I'll have my last bit of cooked meat there. Clearly, in the near future, I need to find more animals to slaughter for food. Oops, this one went down fast. I must have damaged it earlier. Alright, we've got some wood, we've got some... Oh, more wood. And I thought I saw some back here that missed. There we go. And is that a stump? That's a stump. Stumps tend to be a little easier to take out than trees, so... You'll also see that occasionally some rotted logs, which are also good for that sort of deal. Let's get that one chopped. And as you can see, as I keep using the axe, you'll see that little white bar on the upper left in the inventory. That's going down, and once it goes all the way down, it'll go red and it'll break again. which is why you always want to have a crafting station. Yes, you can walk on logs. You can walk on rolling logs. It's not as easy as it sounds. Okay, we're carrying 65 pieces of wood. That should be enough to get to my next phase here. And the next phase is going to be roofing. I've got these thatch roofs to work with. And they're kind of necessary because without a roof, anything wooden is going to eventually rot if it starts raining. It'll become weaker. And while that may not sound like such a big deal, it gets to be a pretty big deal if you have things attacking you. Yes, you will have to be suffering from attacks from critters over time. Hopefully it will be a while before we have to run into that problem. Oops, I didn't quite get all this side done yet. Now you're going to notice a very obvious problem early on here. I have this big row of empty here. And, you know, it doesn't really go neatly, but luckily we do have parts that fit. However, this one we're not going to cover up quite yet. And there's a reason for this. And that'll become apparent a little later. Although I could make it apparent now, actually. I spoke earlier about how the fire will toss off smoke, and if you don't have a way to deal with the smoke, you will die from smoke inhalation. This means I need a way for the smoke to escape. I'm envisioning the center of this building being my fire pit. So I want to have the hole in the roof there. There's a problem, though. Make it apparent. Yes, we are. The problem here is that, you know, it can still rain, and therefore it can snuff out the fire. So I do need to have some kind of roof there. Almost like a chimney kind of structure. So we're going to build the scaffolding up here, and then we're going to build something. What's the best way of doing this? I'm going to put a couple pillars here, and a couple pillars on the other side. And then we're going to top it off with a couple cross beams. Oh, that didn't go where it was supposed to. There we go. Will Korath die of smoke and inhalation? The answer is going to be no, because I am making my precautions. Oops! I don't have enough wood. Looks like it's going to be a little incomplete, so I'm going to go right back down the ladder I built here. You know what? Will that give me enough? Yes, it will. Breaking important parts of the ladder will get me there. And we're going to put this part up here. And that will allow me to have a little mini chimney. In fact, if I want to get really clever, well, I can't with no wood. So now, from a technical standpoint, if I were to go inside here, I am considered sheltered. So that's a big thing. More wood. Oh, but before I do that, let's not be really embarrassing. Let's actually repair my stuff before I go out. Now, the sharp-eyed among you may have noticed that as I'm doing all these repairs, the one thing that does not get repaired is the torch. And that's because once it's out, it's done. It doesn't say anything in here. Once the torch is burned out, it is useless, and you have to build another torch. Hence the reason why resin is nice to have. I can't believe I haven't run into very many animals around here. I'm definitely going to have to do some serious exploration around here at some point. Because you do not want to be taking on Eikthyr without raw meat cooked into cooked meat. Ooh, how about that? You'll notice that we have a log here made out of the birch. Occasionally, if you have a tree fall on a birch, you'll do enough damage that it will fall down. Unfortunately, it didn't fall down hard enough to break this up into fine wood, which would be really useful. Ouch. Yeah, being hit by rolling wood can injure you as well. So, you know, watch out for that. Oh, it's another deer. Let's see if I can sneak up on him. You can't see me. You can't see me. He saw me. Ah well, it was worth a try. Got myself some wood. Get myself a bunch of birch seeds that I can't use. Oh, move. Yeah, that was the danger of having the falling log on your head. Oh, speaking of problems, hi Grayling. Bye Grayling. I'm a mighty woodcutter with my flint axe. Let's see how much I have after I take out this piece. Wood supply! 80 pieces. That should be a good start. Alright. How do I want to go about doing this? I think our next step is to set up flooring. Basically, you can put together these 2x2 lengths of floor. You can go smaller, but I'm not. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw supports under each part as best I can to ensure bracing. Now that said, looks like one of these might... Oh, actually, I guess... Nope, that one's kind of loose. Can I get the wood... No, I just can't seem to flatten this bit of ground to the point where I can stabilize that, so I've got to raise the ground and level it. Although I guess I really don't technically need to level it, because I'm putting a floor on top of it. And because I'm putting the floor here, those pieces of rock that I can't do anything about, I simply don't care. They will be invisible to me. Okay, next section. This section will be a little bit more interesting because what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave one spot empty. And that's where we're going to put the campfire, because you can't put campfires on wood. And if you think about it, you'll understand why. That said, you might question the intelligence of putting wood over a fire, but hey, I didn't design the game, I just play it. Oops. I didn't put the support in. Let's get that support in. I like to be tidy. And if you want to be really tidy about it and make it look so it kind of looks like it belongs, I want to put in these little frame here. Oops. I missed. And that'll be the obvious place of where I go putting the fire pit. So we're almost done with our flooring. That's one more set of supports. I'm gonna hop up here to so I'm not kind of in the way as I put the last batch down. And there we go. Now at this point, I have what I need to have a basic home structure, which means I don't need the cooking station in the fire here anymore. Although I'm gonna hold off. I don't want to go there while it's too hot because it'll burn my feet. And I'm gonna take out this lean-to that I no longer need and collect the wood for it. Then I'm going to go inside and I'm going to put in my fire. Oh, looks like somebody's wandering around outside. I should take care of that. Where are you, Greyling? I know it. There you are. Trying to go after my crafting station. That's rude. Don't worry though, we will be relocating that as well. And we're going to put our bed. Let's see. Put our bed over here. Now I could comfortably. Oh, one more thing. Cooking station. Now this is where my design gets a little tricky because that means my food is going to be down there. So I'm not entirely sure this is going to work out as well as I would like. But maybe we'll be okay. Just maybe. And you'll see we got the smoke going up. And it's going right up the chimney. My extremely crudely designed chimney. Now, what you could do is you could actually make this a legitimate chimney kind of deal by putting wall pieces around here. Only to 3 sides though, because you want to have one side open because, well, you gotta put stuff on the fire. But I think I'm gonna be okay leaving it as it is right now. What I'm more interested in is out here. I've got a nice great lean-to, but you know, it's not really a home unless it has 4 walls, right? So let's slap some of these walls down. And I'm envisioning this as my entrance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this wooden stair, and I'm going to get rid of that crossbeam here because otherwise it's not a smooth entry and exit. Now, one of the other downsides here, though, is what I don't have, because the wood's going to rot if it's out in the rain. So I need to roof it up a little bit. Well, first things first. Put in a door. And more wood. More wood. It won't degrade lower than 50%. That's true. However, the problem here, well, admittedly, for the stairs, it's no big deal. For walls, it's a little bit more important, though, because you do eventually get these creature attacks, and the last thing you want is to make life easier for the attackers by having degraded structures. Now, admittedly, the steps aren't exactly what you would call a massive fortification. But heck, if you're going to do something, do it right. Okay, good. That didn't kill me. I was kind of worried. Oh! That, on the other hand, almost did me in. You'll see I'm down to 11 health right now. That's because I was not paying attention. Oh, I hear someone behind me. Oh, he's on the other side of that wood. He can stay there for a few minutes while I collect some of this loose wood and take out this stump or two. That was easier than I thought. Ah! Axe broke! And not good timing, so I'm gonna have to beat up the Greyling the old-fashioned way. With my fists. That'll teach you. Cue the Rocky theme music. Okay. Repair, repair, repair. 38 wood. I could use more. Oops. Now you'll... Yeah, okay, we got another guy here. Now, Greylings, you'll note, aren't fond of fire. He's running away like crazy. So setting him on fire just really does them no good whatsoever. And yes, fire does burn them, and it does cause them death. That'll teach them. Now, let's see. Where was that area I had broken down wood? It's getting dark anyway, though, so I might just decide to sleep for the night in my brand new home structure. First, though, we'll slap up a couple cross beams. And cover the steps. That is too exposed. Well, that's a problem because I need to throw wood here. I need to get my walls put into place. Good thing I collected some wood, isn't it? How about now? There we go. Enemies nearby. That's a problem. Where are you? Burn, burn! That'll teach them. Close the door. And sleep. You dream of a great tree reaching out through the night. One half of its branches crackle with flames, the others are green with leaves. And I am nice, comfortable, rested. And I can be rested for... You'll notice that the timer isn't going down because I'm still sheltered, still by a fire. Not like when I was in my little lean-to where it's like, the only way I'd be getting the bonus would be as if I was lying down. So, here we are, a new day, the 5th day. And we're going to kind of finish up the structure here a little bit, get into more of a finished state. Let's see, if I put that up here... it's going to be a little tricky. I'm going to kind of get the edges there. This opening here I might not be able to do anything with. Well, it'll be just extra venting, I guess. Take these little half sections. But I'm only going to be able to do so much here. It's not bad. And we'll do the same thing with the outside here. That's a little easier out here. If it weren't for the fact that I'm kind of on an incline. Get these pieces up. Up, not enough wood. It's always that wood supply. I'll just wipe out some of these tiny newborn trees. They will not be growing into big trees. Speaking of things that aren't going to be growing, that's it for the grayling. Let's go full size. There we go. It's not exactly what you call a fancy structure. I guess if I wanted to get really complete about it, I could also put these pieces down here. Okay, you're interrupting me. You get to be put on fire. Come back, Grayling. I'm not done with you yet. Now teach him for interrupting me. So we've got a decent-sized house. We got the ventilation. We've got a couple of window areas that I can see. Could come in handy later. So the last thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to take apart my crafting structure. Oops, I got rid of the crafting table too soon. Come back here. And I'm going to relocate my crafting station inside my home. So here we have the first structure. Nothing fancy. I mean, it's basically just a... Honestly, it's basically just a box with a couple windows and a fire pit. Like I said, I could, if I felt like it, I could get really fancy. I could fill in the bottom so that, you know, it's all nice and looks natural. But I'm thinking now that I want to start getting to the point where I start checking around the area to see if I can find more wildlife. Because I need those leather scraps for all sorts of things. And I haven't found the critter that drops those things. So we're going to kind of... Okay, actually, you know what? We're going to do something else. First, I want to make sure that I'm fooded up. And at this point, I have no more cooked meat, regrettably. I'm wiping out the last of my mushrooms, also regrettably. And what I'm going to try to do, and hope I have enough stamina, I don't know if I do, I'm going to try to swim across this river to the other side. The problem is, when you go swimming, it costs stamina. Now, the rate of your stamina use depends on your swim skill. The higher your skill, the less stamina you use. But we seem to have gotten through okay, and we've got another abandoned structure over here. And occasionally, what you'll find in these structures are chests. And they might have stuff. This one has amber, whose purpose will remain mysterious for now, and more flint. Flint is something I will be able to use substantially, especially since I want to do some upgrading of my crafting station at some point. So we're going to wander around here and see if I can find anything. Before I do too much else, however, there's one more thing I want to do. You'll see that we have this little mark here that indicates that's where your current spawn point is, your current bed. But as we go along, we're going to likely be making mini camps and mini outposts and mini sleeping areas. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that if I do, this doesn't disappear and I don't lose track of where my home is. So you see on the right-hand side of the map here, you have a number of symbols. I'm going to select the one that has a little home here, and I'm going to click right here. And I'm going to call it Home Base. So that way, no matter where I set up a bed, I will always be able to find my way back home. You are going to be, if you plan to do the game for any real length of time, you are going to be spending a lot of time marking up your map. Lots of it. So, that's a forewarning. So we're going to wander around and we're going to see if there's anything lurking around here, because I really need some more wildlife. And we got another structure here. Does this have anything in it? No. Well, they can't all be winners. Still not seeing anything helpful. Oh! It's another deer. Can I get that deer? Yeah, that's right. Don't turn around. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. More meat! Core Security harassing one of our new members. Hurston Security. Having some entertainment over in Star Citizen. You're having them deal with the magic folks at Hurston Security, who are, well, if you follow my Star Citizen streams, you know that Hurston Security and I don't get along. Much like the Greylings and I are here. So I've gotten more deer hide, more deer meat, but unfortunately, it is not the meat I want. Got some more flint though. Let's pick up the flint. I'm probably going to end up having far more flint than I really need, because flint is really honestly, it's only useful for the early game. Once you get past the need... Oh, is that what I think it is? It is. What we have up ahead is a wild boar. And those are the guys who are going to be dropping the leather scraps if things go well. Now you'll notice as I'm doing my sneaking, my stamina goes down. So, I've got a hard limit there. Oh, he's turning around and heading my way. That ain't good. But it didn't save him. And there we go. We got all sorts of stuff coming out here. Look at all this stuff. Look at it all. We have a whole lot of possibilities just with leather scraps. Unfortunately, my leather scrap supply consists of exactly one. Clearly, I'm going to need more. In other words, the boars are the key to the early game, at least as far as materials go. Got another structure here. Is there anything entertaining inside? No, there is not. I am so very disappointed. Let's not ignore the flint. Not completely, at any rate. I mean, I know I'm running by a lot of flint, but... Back up, back up, back up. There we go. But right now, it's not the flint I really want. It's wild boars. Do I hear something? I think they're necks. Yep, it's another neck. Well, you know, if I'm lucky, the neck tail will drop. It did. That's another thing I can cook. And it's my good buddy, the Greylings. Come here, Greyling. Haas312, thank you for the follow. I hope you're enjoying the stream today. I am basically doing a run-through of Valheim. This is not one of my usual games, it is not one of my usual nights, but the stars came together. And we are at the early game, where basically we're at Stone Age level. It's flint, wood, that sort of thing, and on the prowl for wild boar. Oh. Well, that's not good. We have gray dwarfs. And gray dwarfs are a little nastier, and that's not surprising because I'm practically right next to a black forest. Oops, one of them saw me. He's coming. Luckily, I was able to take him out before he got a swing on me, because I am not equipped to handle gray dwarves at this stage of the game. Especially if I only have one lousy scrap of leather. Did I look in here already? Well, if I did, it was worthless. Really, 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 really want more of those boars. The boar meat makes... not boar meat, the boar hide. The leather scraps they drop. Oh! Black Forest again. Don't want in the Black Forest. The Black Forest is not a good place for me right now. On the bright side, at least it's nice to know that I'll be able to get to the Black Forest very easily when the time comes. Okay, we're gonna hop up this hill. And right back down this hill. Gravity, my old nemesis, we meet again. As you can see, if you have too steep an incline, it becomes tricky to move across. Especially if your stamina is not high. And, wonder of wonders, my stamina is not high. I'll fix that by eating another mushroom and strawberry. Oh. Oh, this is good, this is good. It's also potentially dangerous because there's gray dwarves in the area too. But I can't pass this up. There's a whole bunch of wild boars here. And I only want to get one at a time if I can, because if I have multiples attacking me, things could start getting very, very sticky. And by sticky, I mean my blood will be sticking to them. Okay, got one. Oh, and a boar trophy. Sometimes when you kill an animal, they will drop a trophy. Oh, nuts. It's a gray dwarf. It's two gray dwarfs. I can maybe take one gray dwarf at a time, but I can't take two. Not easily, at any rate. See, my flint is... Gotta be really careful here. Plus, I don't want to run out of stamina. Oh, good. And the world's going to save soon in about 30 seconds, which means if I don't deal with these guys that quickly, I'm going to be a very dead guy. There we go. I've got a new material, a Grey Dwarf Eye. Now, Grey Dwarf Eyes may not sound important. They'll become important. Okay, let's get back over here where the boars are. And we're going to kind of creep over. Oh, I'm out of stamina. I can't do sneaking. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, back to sneaking. You don't see me. You don't see me. You don't see me. Okay, this is going well. I'm getting meat, I'm getting hide. Will those guys come out of the bloody black forest? Well, you know, you gotta go where the meat is. Oops. They both of them noticed me. Bad timing. And one more, we might as well get him too. Alright, now that I've cleared out the immediate boards, let's see what this runestone has to say. This land is hard and wild, but we who are brought here are harder still. Take comfort, traveler, in the gifts before you, the good wood and stone, the fruits and flowers of the forest. Look also to the wild boar who roam these lands. They fear fire and the hand of man, but they can be taught to obey it, excuse me. Yeah, after killing those other two Grey Dwarves, I've gotten a lot less intimidated by them. But they can be taught to obey it. Go quietly to them and let them eat of your stock. Roots of the ground are their pleasure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this area as boar country. Because boars will occasionally pop up around these particular runestones. And I really, really, really want to be able to find them again. Unfortunately, you will also notice it is getting dark. I'm going to stow my axe because I can run a little faster with it. Oh, it's a deer. Oh, I can't pass that up, can I? Go to stealth mode. Up. Well, that one saw me and is running like... Maybe I can get the other ones, though. Ah, deer over here. This could work for me. Oh man, I didn't have the axe nailed. But I think I still got him anyway. Yes, I did. Unfortunately, the other one ran. Oh, maybe not. Ah! Okay, I timed that badly. Well, you know, that's okay. That means I'll be here for future reference. Oh, hi, Greyling. Bye, Greyling. The goal now is to get back to home base before I start having to worry about some of the really nasty critters coming out. Believe me, nastier critters will come out. Let's see. Let's chew down another strawberry and mushroom. I want all the stamina I can get for when I cross the river here. And it also helps my swimming score, which is always a bonus. Alright. Now again, I'm nice and wet, but that'll be taken care of itself once I get back to my home. Oh, it's got dark. So we're at the run, run, run scenario. Now, one of the problems I'm having here right now is I'm not 100% sure. There we are. That's where my door is. Why don't we do something to help make life easier finding the door? I'm going to put up a couple of torches. Make it easier to find my home base. Do some repair work. And we'll cook some of that meat we've got. Because, as I might have mentioned, that meat is awfully important. Hopefully I won't lose them when I try to get them from the fire pit. I've got 3 more pieces of raw meat, plus the 2 that are on the pit. Plus I have the necktail. So I should do a reasonably good job on increasing my food supply. Now, one of the things you'll notice here is that I have very limited inventory. But this can be alleviated a bit if you build a chest of your very own. Then you can stick the stuff that you don't need for the foreseeable future into the chest and not have to worry about carrying it around everywhere you go. So, for example, I don't need my stone axe. I don't need all the stone. I can split that so that I have only 6 with me. I don't need the seeds. I don't need the forehead trophies. I don't need the amber, the grey dwarf eyes, the dandelions. Oops, food is done. Well, the necktail is done. And there we go. Let's see. Anything else that's not an immediate need? Hold off on the flint temporarily. Actually, you know what? Get the stone back. I might need that to improve the crafting station. But I'll do that in the daylight. So we're going to sleep and move on to the next day. Yeah, we've seen this bit of dialogue before, and it gets repetitious. It is what it is. Now you'll see that it's not exactly what you call well lit in here. I can light torches up in here. It's an option. I'm not going to be doing that at the moment, but it's something that I can do in the future. We were talking about upgrading the crafting bench. I'm going to do so now. I'm going to put this chopping block here. And you'll see it's opened up a couple new recipes. Specifically, and you can see, since I've gotten a few more items, the kind of things I can build, it's gone way up. I can make myself a shield. I can give myself... In fact, I'm going to take care of this right now, because, you know, it is intolerable for me to be wandering around without pants. Really, it's one of those things I'm surprised I haven't heard about so far today. And let's move this over here. So that's a little bit of extra armor. And, you know, pants. Eventually, I will be able to, if I get more flint, I can make a flint spear. That would be something that's very handy. But more importantly, if I can get more leather scraps, I'll be able to make myself a crude bow. And that will make going after deer a lot easier. Also, leather helmet. That will be a big deal as well. Once I have, in fact, right now I'm doing these whole rag things, all these rags. But eventually, I'll be able to make all leather gear. And once I have the all leather gear, I think I'll be just about where I want to be to take on Eichir. Although it looks like I need deer hide for the helmet. Oh, actually, I need deer hide for all of this. I don't. It's not the leather scraps I need for that. It's the hide. Okay. Well, it means I gotta go hunting deer. But the best way to hunt deer is to, again, find something that I can use as a ranged weapon with some reliability. And that means bows. And that means it's time to go across the river again and see if any more boars have spawned over around that stone. Also, we'll have some snacks. And swim, swim, swim to the other side. And if I can get some deer too, well, that's a bonus. But I'm not going to ignore the flint either, because if I can't get what I need for the bow, I am certainly going to make use of a spear, if I can. Actually, let's keep going this way. Let's follow the river. Pick up more flint. Ideally, I'll find more boars too, but... or deer. Oh, there's another runestone. What's this one say? Long ages past, when the All-Father Odin united the worlds, he threw down the Vanir, the giants, and those creatures older than any others. The greatest of them could not be killed, but were instead forsaken, exiled here to Valheim for eternity. When they tread the earth, the lesser creatures jump like crumbs on a drumskin. You will know them when you see them. So, not too ominous, right? Let's see if we can locate more flint. More flint. Lots of flint. That's good. But you know what would be better? Boars. Oh! But I am willing to accept deer as a substitute. You want to sneak up behind him. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. You don't see me. Bye-bye. Because we're going to need the deer hide to make that leather armor. I'm having remarkably good luck with sneaking. I usually... oh, more boars. Usually, I have horrible luck trying to fight off a deer. They run. I never get close enough to kill them off. This looks like it's another potential boar spawning. Oh, that's a lot of boar. It's good. But I prefer not to fight them multiples. I prefer them one at a time. I would find it very embarrassing to get killed off by a boar because of bad planning. While they're over there, let's boar country. Because these guys I'm going to need for my future bow. Hello, friend. And the fact that, they'll drop meat that I can eat too after I cook it. That's just a side benefit. Man, that one is just wandering way far away, isn't it? I might as well put him out of our misery. Ooh, one shot. A bow is going to be a very big help. Of course, once I get the bow, I'm probably going to find that I can't hit the broadside of a barn. Because that's just how the luck works. Crude bows are not exactly what you'd call great as far as accuracy goes. But you do what you can. At least with a bow, you have a chance of dealing with those deer that run away. I can't rely upon my luck holding forever when it comes to sneaking up on deer. But I am willing to keep trying. Get some of that stamina back. You don't see me. Don't see me. You don't see me. Stop walking. Stop walking. Oh, there's another one over there. Well, you know, getting more than one on a kill is really asking a lot. Now, here's a little fun fact, though. Usually, when a deer runs, eventually, he's going to come back. So you just need to be in a position where you can take advantage of the returning deer. Not as easy as it sounds, though, because the deer is going to still be skittish. Yeah, see, there he is. You don't see me. You don't see me. You don't see... Oh, he sees me. Got him through the trees. Deer trophy. Yeah, I did mention earlier that critters will occasionally drop trophies. And these trophies, well, some of them may have significance later. How much deer hide do I have now? 9 deer hide. I think I might actually be able to make a... I might be able to make a portion of leather armor soon. Oh, I can't miss. Oh! And there he goes. There he goes. I can't pass up the opportunity of another... Ooh, is that another boar? That's another boar. Oh. Graylings, on the other hand, they just gotta go. But yeah, another boar. I can't pass up that opportunity. Nice things about boars is they'll try to rush you and kill you. And don't think I didn't see you over there, Mr. Deer Boy. But first things first. Okay, now, where did our friend the deer go? Where did you go? I saw you running back in this direction. Maybe he's bailed in the area entirely. Oh, you can't win them all. Ah, nuts. He's all the way over there and he caught wind of me. I don't know if we're going to be able to get that one. I mean, I really want to get him. Because I know I'd have... Oh, come on! Alright. I'm willing to concede that I'm not going to be getting any deer meat off of this grouping. At least not right now. Let's head back to the old homestead, and we'll take a look at what we need to build the leather armor. And if I happen to have enough scrap to make a bow too, that would be a bonus. So let's take a look at the workbench, shall we? I can make my leather tunic. And I can make my crude bow. So let's do the bow first, because that's important. And I'm going to need to get more wood because I need to make those arrows. Next step, leather tunic. And there we go. So I'm going to put on the leather tunic. You'll see I've changed my model a little bit there. I'm actually wearing something that's better than rags. I'm going to store my rags here because I may need it later. You see, when you get killed in the game, you might need to have a backup set of armor to work with. Or bad things can happen. You have to do naked corpse runs. If you've played World of Warcraft, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Corpse runs are a thing. Oh, I'm still carrying a boar head. Get that in here. I don't need to be carrying the hide at this point. We'll hold off on the flint. Let's chop ourselves some wood. Because I've got a bow, but a bow is completely worthless unless I have arrows. Luckily, the only thing you need to make arrows is wood. Now, if you're really, really lucky and you find some feathers, and there's a couple ways of getting feathers, you can make some better kinds of wood. Flint, yeah, there you go. Flint-headed arrows. How about that? I found feathers at just the right time. And we'll point that out as I get there. Oh, there's another grayling. Oh, what's wrong? You were running towards me a minute ago. Don't you want to get another hit from my axe? No, he wants to get friends. That's an idiot. Uh-oh. That's right. It's raining. In fact, it is storming. Oh, look at all these bad guys popping around. Rude. So I am wet. That means my stamina is going to recover slower. But you gotta admit, it's a pretty cool look, ain't it? Let's go inside where it's nice and dry and warm. And you'll see that now that I'm by a fire, that wet time is going down lightning fast. Bang! Just like that. So, I can now make flint head arrows, and I can make fire arrows. Of course, I need more than one set of feathers for that, but hey, we're not there yet. The fire arrows become much more important a little further down the line. But right now, my best interest is wood. So now I've got 80 arrows out of a stack of 100. That's pretty decent. I'll equip them, even though I don't technically need to equip them. And then we're going to hop outside again, even though it's raining like crazy. Because there might be things out here that are easier to take out. You see, occasionally you'll find birds flying around. And you can shoot them for arrows. But, you know, they're kind of hard to get at when they're flying around. But they tend to be more ground-bound while it's raining. So if I should happen to see a bird, I might be able to take it out and harvest its feathers. That said, I haven't seen too many birds so far. I mean, I've only recently had wildlife found here. Grabbing more berries while we're here. Perhaps let's eat one of those berries. Okay, there's a grayling over there, so what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to take him out with an arrow. And I'm going to have to aim a little higher than you would think, because I'm using a really garbage bow. Too high. There we go. One hit, one kill. When they don't know you're coming, it's a lot easier to take out the opponent. Must have been another one somewhere along the line that got killed. I still need deer meat. Well, not deer meat, but deer hide. Because, again, that is what I use to make leather armor. And leather armor is one of the most important key ingredients to take out Ike deer. Oh, I think I found some of the area I was chopping down earlier. Well, since I'm here, might as well gather the wood from that now before I forget about it. Get some stamina back before I start chopping this bit. Ow. Oh, and I've knocked down another. Ooh, did I completely break that down? Am I going to get some fine wood out of that? No, that would have been too good. That would have been far too good for it. If I could have gotten that to shatter completely, I would get some fine wood, and that would open up a number of interesting possibilities a lot earlier than I'm supposed to be having them. You can tell that would just crush me. Really. Rain, go away. Somewhere. Ah, there we are. Let's see if I can take that deer down before he gets too far. I think I got him. I got him. It's a lot easier to deal with deer when you can take them at a distance, because they don't know you're there. And that makes them much better targets. Boar, on the other hand, best just let them come to you. Oh, I feel cold. That's bad. That means we're at nighttime. It's a little trickier to determine whether it's day or night. You have to worry about little details like, say, rain, storms, clouding up the sun. Oh, come back here, boar. I want your meat. And your leather scraps. I'm on the wrong side of the house. I know that because I put torches in the front end. See, there was a reason I did that. Dry off. And once I'm dry, I'll be able to rest, sleep, all that good stuff. So another day has passed. Let's see what my inventory looks like. 8 pieces of gear. I might be able to make... Yes. Let's go with the leather pant. Well, actually, you know what? We'll do the leather helmet next. And there we go. Let's see. I am carrying 17 pieces of raw meat. Well, I'll be making use of that at some point in the near future. But right now, we're going to head back out. Actually, let me check one more thing. Okay, to make a wood shield, I'm going to need more leather scrap. A wooden shield is going to be useful for dealing with Eikthyr. So, you know, I'm trying to keep in mind the big picture now. I've gotten my homestead built, although obviously I'm going to want to do some improvements on it as time goes on. We're just not at that point yet. And you can see that I've explored a very small region right now in the great scheme of things. But I want to start making my way towards Eikthyr. Maybe set up a makeshift camp there. Ooh, look who it is. Oh, too high. I talked about the accuracy of these things, didn't I? Oh, did I get him? Well, at least I'm getting the boar meat, which is good, and I'm getting the leather hide, which is also good. I would have liked to get more of the deer, though. Keep running, keep running. That's right, stay still. Did I accidentally hit him without knowing it? Did I just kill something without seeing him? No, because that's wood. I couldn't have killed something and fall apart in the wood. Oops. I keep accidentally equipping the torch. I'm going to burn that thing out faster than I want to. Luckily, making the torch is pretty easy. And here we are, back where it all began, where I got dropped off and said, go get the bad guys. All I gotta say is thanks a heap, Odin. Oh, more boar. Scrap. Oh, more deer. Man, they're all over the place. That one made the mistake of running a little too close to me. Yeah, I accidentally fired that arrow. I didn't want to. Didn't mean to. I don't think I'm going to be able to get him. Too far away. I can't be sure of my accuracy. Sometimes the plan does not go the way you want it to. Another structure. Nothing inside. I found a lot more empty structures than I usually do. Usually there's a chest in these things I can at least loot stuff out of. Not good stuff, grant you, but you know, it'd be something. I've seen feathers in them. Those come in handy. Oh, looks like I'm going to be doing some more swimming. Let's chow down a bit. Yum, yum. Swimming is a skill that is worth cultivating. If you can reduce the amount of stamina that you use when you're swimming, That's big. That's important. Okay, another runestone. No critters nearby, so maybe it has something different to say. Where the grass grows underfoot and the sky is blue overhead, there will always be a hearth and a home. We would call that foreshadowing. For those who are unaware, Valheim will be having an update on September 16th, or at least that's what they said was going to happen, where they will be introducing the Hearth and Home expansion, which will change a few mechanics, add a lot of stuff to decorate homes, to decorate and improve homes, I should say. Another structure. Can I find anything in here? I am having no luck today with the structures. I mean, come on, guys. Why do I keep grabbing that torch? I don't want the torch. Okay, that's one boar. Give me the stuff. Second boar. I was a little too far away. I was hoping to get him an unaware kill, and it turns out, nah, a little too far away. My arms are apparently not as long as I thought. But I really do want to find at least another couple pieces of deer hide, because that will allow me to get those leather trousers, and that would get me very close to where I need to be to deal with the final goal for the evening, killing Eichir. Although now that I think about it, there's a few more goals I need. But this is where it's all going to happen. And look, it's Hugin! It's been so long! Man, I remember when I killed you with my axe. Calling forth the beast. You have found the summoning place of one of the Forsaken. Make the correct offering at their altar, and they will come. Be wary, though. The Forsaken are not easy prey. So craft a wicked weapon. Don your finest armor, and eat a hearty meal before engaging them in combat. Speaking of engaging in combat. Oops. Looks like I got the Raven again. Sorry, Hugin! So we've got this altar, and we have this one of those Vesvigir things. Kind of. It's a runestone. Hunt his kin. So, what does that mean? Well, if you recall over by the Megaliths, we were looking at those drawings. And one of those drawings kind of looked like, well, a deer. So, you can probably guess that what we want to do is sacrifice something that drops from a deer. Do you think it's going to be the deer hide? No. Do you think it's going to be the raw meat? No. Deer trophies, though. That one's got legs. And I think we have a deer trophy back home. Oh, and the big hint here, too. Look up here, right on top of the runestone. A deer. Add it all together, and what does it tell you? You want to get deer trophies. And I am highly motivated to look for another deer, not only for its trophies, but also for that hide so I can get that last critical piece for my trousers. I also want to make sure I have, as they say, my finest foods, which basically is going to be meat, meat, and meat. Which means I should probably look for another neck. It shouldn't be too hard to find another neck. They tend to hang around rivers and shorelines, so I'm bound to encounter one. So here we are back at the shoreline. Let's see if we can find any necks. Because I would really like to take out a neck and cook the tail, and that would be a big deal for getting... Oh, I heard it. I heard it. There you are. There you are. Oh, I hear another one. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, he seems to be doing a good job on camouflaging himself, so... Oh, no, there he is. I was going in the wrong direction. Sadly, oh, there we go. Sometimes they don't actually drop the necktails, which is occasionally annoying. But you know, you win some and you lose some. They're not all guaranteed drops. Did I hear another one? No, I heard a grayling. Well, that's okay. I could use more resin. Oh, is that a deer? That's a deer. He's made the mistake of going in the water. And I think that's shallow enough that I can actually get his stuff. Ah. Wait, did I get... Yeah, I got at least one of those chunks. I didn't get the other one. But I at least got one of them. Sadly... Well, maybe not. Let's see about thinking three-dimensionally here. Let's break out the hoe and see if I can level the ground high enough to, Nope, I think I've lost... Oh, no, I almost got it. Got it. The things I'll do to procure myself some raw meat. And, oh, there's another deer all the way over there. I wonder if I can get him from here. Let's try. I got him! I don't believe it. I'm using this garbage crude bow and I still got him. The plan has gone perfectly. Oh yeah. That went great. Okay, we're going to head back to home base. We're going to craft up those pants. We're going to craft up a shield. Yeah, I have got to do something about the torch. Keep lighting this stupid thing up. Yeah, I saw a deer running up there around earlier, but... trying to take out the running deer is just asking for trouble. And there's a neck, but I think I'm good. And another neck. What are they running from? I mean, they were running toward me as opposed to away from me, so, you know... seems like an odd choice. Oh well, ours is not the reason why. Back to the Megaliths, which means we're not far from the homestead. And more importantly, we're not far from the crafting stations. Got him. You know, I'm doing awfully well with this crude bow. Usually when I do the crude bow, I always miss on an alarmingly regular basis. I seem to have improved. No matter. The key here is I got what I needed. Oh, the fire's gone out. I need to add wood. And you can have up to 10 wood to make it burn for a longer period of time. Incidentally, you'll also have this problem with the torches. They only have a capacity of 4. Although later on in the game, improvements can be made. Alright, so, first things first, the pants. Oops. Okay, I misjudged my inventory a little bit. Next step, a shield. There's 2 types of shields. A tower shield, which has superior blocking power, but has no parry force behind it. The parry force is a big deal because if you can parry with it, you can stun the attacker briefly, and that gives you a window of opportunity where you can really beat the tar out of them. Additionally, with the shield, you can select a style. So we're going to go with the old red and white here. Now you may think that once we've done this, we're kind of good to go. But it might be wise to actually upgrade your equipment. And right now we can upgrade a number of things. We're going to upgrade the axe because that's going to be our primary whacking weapon. And we're going to upgrade the shield because that is our primary blocking tool. That might be sufficient for our purposes. I can also upgrade the hammer and the hoe, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. That's not horribly important. What is important is I give myself a bit more foodstuffs. Grab that trophy there. Oh, I still have enough deer hide. Maybe I can upgrade a little further. Can I upgrade my leather? No, I need a better station to upgrade the leather. Not to mention certain material components here that I cannot use yet. I can increase my bow, but that doesn't really help here. I just heard my food cook, so. And actually, I want to cook those necktails, so. At least one of them. The rest can wait. I have a lot of raw meat to work with here. That's a good thing. At this point, once I've finished cooking this necktail, I think we will be about ready to rock when it comes to dealing with evil. I want to make another chest here because I'm running out of space. At some point, I'll start, being nice and neat and organized. But now will not be that time. Alright, I've got the meat, the berries, the mushrooms. I'm in pretty good shape, all things considered. Store that. Store these. We're going to make sure we're running light here. I believe I won't need more than 3 deer trophies, but if I do end up needing them, then I will end up needing them. That's just the way it is. It is getting a little dark outside, so we're going to call it a quick night on the bed here, so that we're ready to roll against Eikthyr. I'm going to hold off on eating any of my food until we get back to the sacrificial table, so to speak. Although I might have to do it earlier, because again, we do have that river to cross. Leather, leather, leather. I am as equipped as I can possibly be. Upgraded as far as I'm able to at the moment. Hugin said I would know when it is time to face Eikthyr. It is time. Ooh, another deer. Let's see if I can get myself another trophy. Yes! Just in case 3 isn't enough. Maybe he needs 4 or 5. I cannot believe the rate of success I've had using this bow. I'm serious. I've always sucked using the crude bow. But tonight, it seems I can't miss. Well, okay, I can miss. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, and another deer trophy. If I don't have enough deer trophies at this point, then I deserve what I get. Yeah, we know what. We'll just let him go. I don't want to be spending too much time trying to kill a deer when I have something much bigger and more dangerous to kill. Okay, looks like I'm going to chew down my meat now after all. Didn't want to do it yet, but... needs must when the devil drives. On the bright side, though, having more stamina means I'll be able to run there and cover more land space that way. Oh, and look, it's a deer again. If it turns out that I need more than 5 trophies, I'm going to feel really, really stupid. Okay, a little south. I probably should be collecting those berries, but I'd kind of like to make sure I get eye gear down before nightfall. And doing it in the morning helps my odds a lot. As you may have also guessed, I also want to make sure that my health is at full. My rested bonus is still over 7 minutes, which is good. Alright, let's equip the shield, equip the axe. Slap those deer trophies on a slot here. And let's start offering items. Are you ready? Are you ready for the sheer terror and horror that is Eikthyr? Looks like I only needed about 2. Oh, there he is. Oops, I accidentally fried a grayling. How embarrassing. Okay, so far so good. He's down a lot of health, and I'm not. He's kicking off these lightning strikes, which are scary. Oops. Getting mauled by those antlers is pretty scary, too. Yeah, those graylings coming in while I'm fighting is inconvenient. Yeah, the shield blocking helps. Try to recuperate some of that stamina. come back here. We're not done yet. I'm not entirely sure if I can parry this guy. I've been trying to do that, but I've been having some rotten luck. It really requires precise timing to do parries. I don't think I'm hitting those precise moments. He's moving a little faster than I expect. I don't think I can parry those lightning strikes. On the other hand, I'm hurting him more than he's hurting me. And he is down! Eikthyr has fallen. And with his fall, we've picked up a couple interesting things. Got hard antlers, a unique drop from Eikthyr. His head, which we're going to hang on the Megaliths. Oop, yeah. R.I.P. big ass deer. Yes, dear. So, we're going to... Oops! It's our buddy, Hugin! Congratulations, warrior! Return to the Sacrificial Stones with your Forsaken trophy and offer it as a sacrifice to make the gods smile upon you. Well, you know, I like smiling gods. Especially since they, stuck me here in Valheim with all these Forsaken. Might as well get something out of it. So we are going to make our way back to the stones. You will render sacrifice. Now, as you might imagine, of all the Forsaken, Eikthyr was the easy one. Things get more entertaining from here. However, because Eikthyr has fallen, we will have some, shall we say, additional benefits that we did not have before. In fact, two major ones, which I will go into momentarily. The first, however, requires rendering sacrifice. Swim, swim, swim. Didn't swim enough to get a bonus on my skill this time. Can't win them all. But I do want to win enough to get that, oh, it's a deer. And you would think that, now that I've taken care of my bad guy troubles, I would leave the deer alone. Don't bet on it. That deer hide is still useful. However, since I've had all these other things here... Oh, no, deer. Don't... Oh, it's a 1-star deer, too. That probably requires a little bit more elaboration. Creatures can have star rankings. No stars, 1 stars, and 2 stars. 2 stars are really tough. He keeps dodging. Yeah, we're not getting him. That doesn't mean I'm not going to keep trying. Did I just go up in bows? If I just went up in bows... If I just went up in bows, I got him. I got him and I have no idea where his body fell. Which is a pity because the 1-star deer drop more meat, hide, and all that than the no-star deers. Oh, maybe I didn't get him. Maybe I just got an incidental target because, yeah, there's that 1 star still there. I must have killed something else by accident. I must have gotten a grayling by accident. Which is kind of hilarious, but you know, there it is. Maybe if I sneak a little bit, maybe I'll have a better shot on it then. Ah! Did he just sneak around? Yeah, he went into the water. Ah! Thought I had him. Got him that time. The things I do for deer hide and raw meat. And now it's raining. That's okay though, because it doesn't really matter what kind of weather we have when we're going to the Megaliths. And we're going to go to the chain number 1, one that looks like it has a deer on it, and we're going to attach the trophy. And now you'll notice I have access to this really neat power ability. Every Forsaken you kill will give you the access to an ability, but you can only have one of those abilities active at a time. For Eikthyr, it is the ability to run faster, or maybe run better might be a better phrase. And we got Hugin again. You have been granted the power of Eikthyr. Use it in times of need. Your next target dwells in the Black Forest. Go there, explore the lands, and uncover their lost treasures and resources. The Elder awaits. Now, who is the Elder? Well, let's see what the stone has to say. First of the forest, king in the wood, lord over those who dwell at his feet. His roots will grow where cities once stood. Their blood is wine, their flesh is meat. Well, you gotta give him credit for coming up with some pretty kick-butt dialogue there. In any event, Eikthyr's power. Your ability to run and jump is improved. Jump stamina usage and run stamina usage is dropped by 60%. Now that only applies when I actually use the ability. For example, I'm gonna use it now. Bam. And you'll notice it's not instantaneous, so this is not an emergency button unless you can get some distance between you and whatever's trying to kill you. But you'll see that my stamina is going down a lot slower. That's a big deal. And it's going to be a really big deal with Black Forest. Now, the other important thing about killing Eikthyr were those antlers, because those antlers are going to allow me to build the Antler Pickaxe. And the pickaxe is a big deal because it allows you to break rocks, and when we start finding them, ore deposits. That will allow us to enter the Bronze Age of Valheim. But I think that is more than sufficient for today's events. I don't know when I'll be streaming Valheim again. This is, like I said, this was an irregular kind of day with an irregular kind of situation, and I wanted to at least showcase Valheim for a couple people who indicated that they were interested in seeing what it was like and what you do. So this was certainly the early game. Out next time I do the stream, we'll be exploring the Black Forest. I will probably improve this structure substantially. I might even reconstruct it and rebuild it. I'm definitely going to want to start putting up stake walls because at this point I have to start worrying about critters invading my territory and causing all sorts of damage. Having a good wall is a good way to stop that kind of thing from happening, or at least reducing its pain. And we'll probably also explore some burial crypts, kill lots of skeletons, and perhaps engage in our little bit of magic, in a manner of speaking. All of these things available whenever the next Valheim stream is. No predictions on that. It'll happen when it happens. But at the very least, I hope you've enjoyed today's stream. Well, more tonight's stream now. thank you for watching. For future reference, I do normal streams on Saturday afternoons for the game Star Citizen. I do that at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern, and that tends to go to around roughly 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern. I also do a stream for Star Trek Online during Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern to approximately 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Thank you all for watching, whether you watched it live or watched it on the video on demand, Twitch or YouTube. I always appreciate people coming by and saying hello and just throwing in their input. Until next time, this is Korath Landwalker, signing off.